You are listening to
The Free Amigos.
Hey, I'm Casper.
I'm Mark.
And I'm Tony.
Welcome everybody to episode 2 of season 2 of the Free Amigos podcast. And first of all, welcome the other 2 of the Amigos. We've got Casper over there in Lombok in Indonesia. How you doing, mate? All good?
Hey guys, yeah, all good. Lovely day here. Took a day off, and of course it's Monday again, so I still do my Monday is the new Sunday. Doing nothing at all, watching YouTube on the beach, chilling out. Good day. And I still love it here. How are you doing there, Mark? All good?
What a life. Yeah, all good. As I always say, not quite as exotic here in Langley, but big view. It's not raining anyway. And over to exotic Birmingham. We've got Tony over there. How you doing, mate? Well,
I'm really good, thanks, Mark and Cass. How you doing? Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, eager to find out and dig into our guest today. So yeah, excited. Yeah.
We've got a great guest today. Someone I've been looking forward to having on for a while, and she's helped out in particular myself and Tony on our journey so far. And is Gin. And I know you're on the coast, Gin. Whereabouts are you again in the UK?
Exotic Plymouth.
Plymouth. Ah, yeah.
Exotic Plymouth.
It is compared to Langley, anyway.
And Birmingham, most definitely.
But yeah, I mean, the subject of this one really is what Gin is specialises in and what she's really passionate about, and that is about finding your purpose in life. And I don't know about the rest of you guys, but it's not really something I gave a great deal of thought about until last year, really, when we started on this sort of entrepreneur's journey together. But thinking about it now, I mean, isn't it such a shame how we go? Some people go through their whole lives without ever thinking about their purpose or identifying it, and I think it's a bit of an indictment of the schooling system at the moment, which we've talked about a few times on the pod. But just going into your history a bit, Gin. What was it that really kind of set you on this path? First of all, to becoming an entrepreneur yourself, and then to, helping people to identify what their life purpose is.
Yes, I think it has been my pain since really very early days. I think I started self-development since I was 14 years old. And I always wanted to be the best in everything that I do. So no matter what kind of job I would take on, or whatever risks or whatever adventure, I would always try to do my best. And I was like, yes, this is it. This is what I'm going to do. And somehow in my head, I had this idea that, it's one thing that you find, and you know that this is it, and it's something that exists in the world. So like, you're either a musician, or you're a dancer, or you're a doctor, and you have this calling, and you know that you're going to be really good at that. And I just wanted to find that thing. And whenever I would think, oh, this is it, and then I would realize, oh no, actually I'm bored now. Like, I learned in half a year everything what there is. I became like really good at that. I really enjoyed it. But the moment I stopped enjoying it, even like coming here to UK, every time I would like hit the wall in my job where I feel I'm no longer fulfilled. I don't feel like I'm growing. So I think for me it was like constant growth and keeping myself interested that, there is more possibilities. There is like never ending growth. And I always would hit the wall with those, things that I've been doing. So the last job was like really close. It was like real estate, and I loved the freedom that you could, that your income depends on your effort. And I thought I want that freedom because I trusted myself, and I know that I hate being paid just like a salary, So I think that kind of got me towards like, I want to be independent, I want to be free, I want to take responsibility for my life. But then equally, it was a big company, and I had to live by their values, and I realized, oh my goodness, like I'm fighting against such a big corporation, such a big company, and the values are not matching. And like, I don't know how much I can, go like that. And it started like as well, you have to be in the office certain hours. I was like, I'm wasting the time of my life, and I want to do something with those hours. If I've done my work, I want to just be in control. So I think that's how I got into entrepreneurship. But like finding your true purpose has been pain, because I think of the way I saw it. I just thought that it has to be something that exists, and I just haven't discovered it yet. You know, like I just haven't tried the right thing yet. If that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Great. Yeah, it's a really strange thing, because I was just thinking about this topic today, and finding your purpose, it is actually quite close to what is the meaning of life. And I was just thinking about that, like, does everyone have a purpose? Is there a purpose? Yeah, I'm throwing in the deep questions right away, because I was literally just thinking about that today. Like, is there a purpose for every person? What do you think about that?
I think your mission in life is to find your purpose, and your kind of purpose in life is to share that purpose that you found with the world. So I think, yes, some people are there who will know from childhood, like, this is my calling and this is the thing that I want to do, and they become great doctors, they become great musicians, they become great actors. But I think there are a lot of people like me, and I know Tony and Mark, and I've mentored so many other people who just feel like, you know what, like, I'm not good at anything. And I don't know what difference can I make in this world. I feel like I really want to make this world a better place, but I don't feel like I've got any unique gifts, or like I'm not special with anything. And I think, like, one of the powerful, like the most powerful advice that I could give, and like that revealed my eyes, and that happened for me naturally, but I've spent many years until I kind of discovered that. So I created my own position. I created my own business that doesn't exist anywhere else in the world. It's almost, you know, like, I think the moment you give yourself validation, okay, well, this doesn't suit you, this doesn't suit you, this I like from this particular job or this particular thing, I found these are my gifts, I found this is what I'm good at, these are my unique skills that I've been all my life really good at. Like, naturally I've been doing that for people. So that's my natural gift. So I think it's a combination of your skills that you gained, it's a combination of what you're passionate about, and it's a combination of your natural gifts. And I think people are scared to create their own thing because they think, well, that doesn't exist, or, you know, like, or it's just like, how can I relate, like, for example, yoga and website building? Well, most of my clients saw my yoga posts and they connected with me, and that's why they wanted me to build a website. So I think, give yourself validation to be you. Yeah. And it doesn't matter if no one else exists like that, that's actually your unique point, and that's like, you will have no competitors.
Well, everyone is unique, of course. That's the beauty of it, right? Like, everyone is unique.
Yeah,
because
but
I always say, like, be you, because everyone else is already taken.
Yeah, but so many people are trying to be like someone else, and they're suffering, trying to do something that someone else did, trying to copy others. And, you know, I think there is power in that, learning from people who already walked the way. But I think in that way, you should, like, learn the foundations, learn the strategies, and make it better. Make it your own, add your own thing, and don't be scared that, oh, other people will be different. You know how many billion people are in the world, and, you know, and there will be people who are feeling the same way like you. But the moment you give yourself validation that, you know what, like, I've been born like that for a reason, I've got gifts. If I'm not sharing, if I'm not myself, I'm wasting my life. And if I'm not sharing those unique, if I'm not allowing myself to be me, I'm trying to be someone else, then I'm stealing from the world.
So, but if you say that, then, do you think that your purpose in life, do you get that before you get to this beautiful planet, or do you create it?
Maybe, I think there might be some people who will get that maybe before, but I think that's very small percentage. And I think what happens, I mean, you get your purpose probably, I don't know, you know, you probably come here for a purpose. I believe that maybe you choose, you know, I believe that we are all energy, and I believe that you choose to come here for the growth, for expansion. So you agreed to come in this body, in this place, wherever you came, because you wanted to grow, and that's the best way for you to grow in this journey. So, and I think throughout, if you look, and that's why the experience that we've done with Mark and Tony, we've done Find Your True Purpose experience, where part of it was going through the life events that happened in the past and picking out the topics, the repeating topics, repeating values, repeating impacts that they've been making in this world. Because what happens, those natural gifts are so difficult for you to see yourself, because they're so natural for you. Don't consider it gifts, you don't consider it value, and you don't see it.
You can't be objective about your own experiences, can you?
So Tony, you went through that with Gin. Can you tell me a little bit about your experience?
Yeah, myself.
How was that for you?
It was fantastic. It was very difficult. Personally, just going back to day zero, for the day you're born, and just try and retrace all those childhood experiences that you have. Growing up in a family, the youngest of 9, and just trying to write them down and just plot them. And obviously, you have experience that you enjoyed, that you remember, some that you just forgot for whatever reason because it was a particularly bad experience in your life, and then trying to recall them, note them, plot them out, and just to actually see your whole life mapped out you in front of it on a piece of paper, almost.
Yeah.
It's quite a sobering experience. It's something I've never done, never thought to do. I'm someone who doesn't necessarily look back a lot in my life. I like to look forward a lot of the time. So doing that exercise was, it was quite an amazing experience. And then obviously going through and discussing it all through Gin, and Gin obviously being an objective third party to my life and my experiences, and getting her to, she would ask an amazing load of questions and stuff I'd never thought about asking about myself. And her seeing all the trends and differences, and you start to see, like you say, see patterns forming and what impact you can have, and this and stuff. I couldn't recommend it enough to anyone to go through that experience if they feel like they can't sort of pinpoint their purpose and where they are and what their unique gifts are and what they can share with the world. Then it's a thoroughly worthwhile experience.
What were your gifts?
Oh,
eating ice cream is one, you know that.
Yeah, mine was to sort of be driven and give people the drive, people like myself who've got a driven determination to better themselves, better the people around them, be a stand for their own kids, friends, and allow others then so that they can then show up for themselves authentically and follow their own passions in life. And it's great. I look at my purpose, I've got it written down, I've got it all highlighted in my notes, and I look at that when I'm doing anything with content and any posts and adverts and stuff, and it sort of centers me back saying, why am I here? What am I doing this for? I twin that with then my own why with my kids and my legacy, and it all sort of dovetails quite beautifully now. And it was so worthwhile. I'm so glad I did it with Jim.
I love that, because a lot of people, I think, especially when we talk about gifts, to have a gift, and you said as well, Jim, it's like a lot of people think about art, the gift to play music, the gift to be a painter, and we kind of put like purpose and having a gift at like a Mozart level, like the things that you could do when you were 6 kind of thing. Well, that was for me, my gift would be, if that were the truth, my gift would be walking around the village with a turd on a stick, because that's what I was doing when I was 6. So, but what you say now, it's so beautiful. It's like your gifts can be helping out people. Can be so small. How was it for you, Mark?
Well, for me, it's interesting actually, because sort of going through school, I had a gift for art, really fine art, which I kind of realised because I just loved it. It was a passion. One of those things that I would do in my free time, which I think is a true sign of a passion, isn't it? If you do it when nobody's paying you to do it, you just because you just love doing it. And so I kind of went down the graphic design route as a way to do art and have a career and earn money. And I just thought, well, that's my purpose. I'm a graphic designer. But sort of, as we discussed this many times, coming towards middle age, shall we say, and just realizing, hang on, what do I want to look back on my life and the whole thing to stand for? You know, do I want to look at the end of my life when I'm like, 89 years old and go, oh, look what I created, this amazing portfolio of advertising for all these major companies. You know, I just thought, there's got to be more. There's got to be more to me, to my potential, and more than what I can offer the world than that. And, you know, the great thing about with gin is you feel like you can kind of talk about, as Tony said, you can go into really your life story and the light and the dark, and, you know, it's all really important. And, you know, I mean, we talked about in the second part of the first series, my journey into healing and everything I went through there, my mental health. And I kind of had that underlying feeling that was growing, that I was meant to be doing something else, you know. And also, as Gin touched on there, when I started this whole journey of entrepreneurship, I did exactly what most people do, as I see a lot of people in our community now doing, which is kind of basically a bit of a rip-off of what the top affiliates are doing. And that's exactly what I did, you know. I think I called it something like my dream lifestyle, you know. And I see it so often in the community, creating a business that will have a mixture of the words lifestyle, digital, dream, or, you know, something like that.
Freedom,
Exactly, yeah. And it was actually you helped me with this, Cass, as well, and that session with Gin is to kind of clear away that layer of kind of I suppose just expectation, and just drill down back into, you know, authentically me. What do I want to share? What are my gifts? And she helped me really define the fact that I'd had this battle with my mental health and managed to slowly heal it over time. You know, it's a huge issue in our society now, that men's mental health. And, you know, we've all heard about the shocking statistics around that. And, you know, she helped me define that as a purpose for myself, which is to help other men that were going through a similar experience to what I was going through. And that's what my social media has become about now. Not only about, you know, helping men with create a business around their passions, but improving their health, you know, self-realization, meditation, yoga, that all-round package, and targeting men in particular and their mental health.
I love that. I love that. It was just a thought I just had now. It's like, this is a weird thing. If you think about purpose, what's your life purpose? It is actually doing something positive. You can't have your life purpose being, I'm going to start World War III. Well, some people might have that, but you know what I mean? There's something like really positive in there. And when you say, like, start your online business, that's something positive. But it's not about that starting the online business. It's what you do with your life. It's what you do with your life and helping people, right? And I think that finding a purpose is it's such a positive thing. What do you think, Gin?
Yes, I think starting a business and not knowing the impact that you want to make in this world with your business is actually worse than being in a job. Because what's going to happen, no one is going to pay you salary. You will get stressed out. And if you hate your business, if you're not absolutely passionate about, you will struggle to get clients as well. That's why I say for the people, like, find your why, find your purpose, not someone else's who is successful in that field. Because what happened, like, and you have to, like, do the logical part too for your brain. That's why that, you know, going back into those experiences gives you like that logic, because you see, oh yes, in this event I showed up like that, in this event I showed up like that, in this event that, you know, my strength came up. It's the same all over throughout all the stories. Well, that's so natural to me. I didn't even think about it. I just went and did it. So what if now I start doing consciously and helping people in that way consciously, and that's my natural gift. And once you start speaking about that, people feel like, when I speak about finding your true purpose and making the impact and making a difference in this world, people feel I'm super passionate about that. And, you know, people don't buy from people who don't believe in what they say. We feel energy. We are energy human beings. And if someone is lying, you will notice straight away. Or if someone is not confident about their business, you will not buy from them, because you will only buy from those charismatic people who are like, and it doesn't, and you can be that charismatic person, so don't have that voice in your head straight away like, oh, but I'm not charismatic.
Yeah.
But it's just because you are not tuned in your passion, in your whole being, and being so super comfortable in your own shoes, making your own difference. Doesn't matter which product you are selling, but you have to know your why you're doing what you're doing.
Right away, I got another question, and then I'm going to just leave the floor to you guys. I'm really passionate about this conversation. Sorry about that. No, it's because we also encountered some people in the journey and in the past year that didn't have a passion. And then I had to just take a step back, like, so what is your hobby? Well, they didn't really have a hobby. And the hobby is the definition, what you just said, Mark, what I love is like the thing that you do when no one is watching and no one is paying you for it. And you just go, oh, I like this. Could be puzzling, do a Sudoku or whatsoever. And they didn't have a hobby. So then you need to get one step back and it's like, what do you like doing? So how can people that don't have any of those things, they just go through that? Because there's also a really interesting backlash, not really backlash, but like an opposite. It's like people that don't have a purpose, don't have a passion, don't have a hobby, don't have any interest, they're just living life, which means they are living in the now.
Yeah.
And that's good. Living in the now is good. So what's your thoughts on that?
I think it's very particular for every person. And actually just had a client with whom we did Finding Your True Purpose experience. And he overcame a lot of struggles in his life. And usually the hardest thing that people overcame can very much be your biggest gift that you can share with people. But in this case, that person, he was gay. And he really struggled to find his identity. He only, I think, when 30 years old, he understood that fully. And he felt really alone. He felt like really, not having anyone. Finally, someone guided him to gay community. And, he started helping other gay people who just, discovered who they are. And I was initially thinking, oh, don't you enjoy helping people? Maybe that we could kind of evolve around your purpose. And he said, nah. And, we went thing is like, I could have a successful business, money doesn't interest me. Right. I have done that and I've done that and I've been good at that. But you know what? I'm not passionate about anything. When I think about these things, I said, oh, maybe here or maybe here, and this whole experience is 4 to 8 hours just because I am asking questions. But some people will be, and that person in particular was like telling me facts, but no feelings. I couldn't tune in. And it was like, but through my experience, how much like I've done these calls, I know now not to stress out. And I'm like, just keep doing what you're doing. I'm going to keep digging. We are not going to finish the call until until I found that thread. So we were going through it. He was like logical, not giving me anything to grab on, like I can help you, guide you, but you need to tell me things. But that's why the whole experience consists of so many parts. And one in particular, and by the way, for guys who are listening, do it. It's the personality test called 16personalities.com. It's number 16personalities.com. It's like, if you do answer the questions honestly, not what you want it to be, but what is.
Yes.
The whole, that test is based scientifically. There were a lot of scientific researches done, and it gives you a lot of threads, but equally sometimes you yourself might not see that too. But like he told me which personality type he was, and I was like, I was that personality type 2 years ago, and I remember what breakthrough it gave me, and I was like, okay, let's speak about this. I was, spiritually, I didn't believe that I could be a spiritual leader or a healer. I never considered myself anything like that. And I said, and we started chatting about that. And he said, Jin, like, me too. And you know what? I can see energy. I've seen like someone, like a person actually behind someone. And he suddenly just started being so passionate.
Yeah. Love that. I love that.
We've got this. And I said, well, I used to not allow myself to think that way about myself. But that test gave me validation that, you know what, I could explore spiritual side. And my clients now are all spiritual, and I'm attracting that. I'm building websites and brands, but everyone that I attract is someone that we connect so strongly, and it's about bigger mission. Very often people come with like what they think they need, and your purpose in life is to give them what they need. You know, like
really.
Do what you're passionate about. No matter what you do, if you need to cover yourself with like, I'm building websites, cover yourself with I'm building websites. But what you actually start, and I say to people when they come to me and say, oh, I'm unsure about my business, about my website, for example, because that's my front end, I'll say, I'm not going to build for you a website until we find the impact that you want to make in this world.
Yeah, perfect. Oh, and a thought there for you, Mark, that is close to your passion, of course, also plant meditation or natural, plant medication. Meditation and medication. I always mess those two words up. And I love it that I mess them up.
Get what you
But no,
meditate on plants.
I found my true purpose. Yeah, I found my purpose when I was in Amsterdam. So, no, I didn't go to the red light district. No, I just sat down in a park and I smoked a big joint and talked to the universe. I know you've done your ayahuasca. What did you get from that, Mark? Did you get passion or purpose from that? Or
ayahuasca is a big conversation. I talked to Gin about this a bit as well, because I know she was interested, and it's interesting how it calls different people when you mention it. Some people it's like, oh, that sounds horrific, and some people are like, I want to try that. I'm always very honest when I talk about it, because it's not for everyone, you know. But I didn't come out with a great sense of purpose. I went in there for healing, and it showed me a lot more than I was expecting. Put it that way. And maybe it's a subject for where we go deep on that. But certainly, I mean, it kind of the way I describe it is really expanding the boundaries of your awareness and your consciousness to a point where they can't go back to where it was. You know what I mean? You're like, all of a sudden you realize.
The reason why I asked this is because what it sounds like, what you're doing there, Jin, is like you're trying to tame the mind. You try to get that. They just keep on. So you ask a question. It's kind of like the why, and so they keep on answering questions with a mental construction of their world, and only when you find what they say from the soul, from the heart, then we know what the real thing is.
Yes.
And that's why I'm asking. Like, so for me, it was when I numbed my mind with a joint at that moment a couple of years ago in Amsterdam. Then I could just speak with the heart, and I knew what was going on then. And that's why I made that bridge to you, Mark, because.
You sort of went past the ego, I suppose, didn't you? Like these
completely. No. The mind was just completely on the back seat.
Yes. Yeah, because we build up all these layers, don't we, as we go through life? You know.
Yeah.
Whatever teachers or parents are expecting us to be a certain way. You know, school essentially is teaching us to find a job at the end of the day. And I think expectations from other people in relationships or parents, and it is a process of, like with anything like that, meditation or, you know, this exercise that Jin's talking about here, plant medicine, peeling away those layers to get back to the truth of who you really are. You know, it is there, but it's just kind of covered up, you know, with everything that you pick up during your life, you know. And I guess
society sort of almost covers you in layers like an onion, don't you? Just over time, as you go through your schooling life, as your childhood and formative years at school, and you leave school, and it's like, get a career, get a job, get a house, get a mortgage, blah blah blah. Each layer is put on top of you all the time, and like Jin so expertly does, is helps you to peel away those layers. And what's your core? What's your purpose? What's in here?
Exactly.
Not what is society defining you as. It's what are you? What are you here for?
Yeah, that's why I call them jackets nowadays. I call them jackets. The onion is a beautiful analogy, of course, but I call them jackets, as in or a coat. Someone in many, well, for all of us, it's the society that you grow up in, and your family and all those things. Put on the coats that you have, and just taking off the coats, the warm coat, even like family or your mum. Your mother's coat is always like one of the warmest coats for men, of course. And to take them off is it's a brave thing to do.
Yeah, exactly. That's like a huge part what I do, and people say that like after the call, I had so many people like crying. I had people saying, "Oh my goodness, Jin, you helped me get rid of guilt that I've been carrying for the whole life." Or like with Mark as well, I think like feeling like it's your fault, or I think we all have that, because everything as a child as well, especially, we think everything happened because of our fault. If someone didn't love us, if someone hurt us, if someone did anything bad to us, it means we are not good enough. It means we are, it's something is wrong with me, and we start changing, and we start trying to be someone else, trying to, and I think like I'm on fire. When we are there, it's like, you know what, you can be that. Let's find your true core and just go through that. And everything that you do, everything, like from now on, I always say, now you've got your mission statement, you've got your values, you've got your repeating topics, the impact that you've been making anyway. Now get rid of all that shit that you don't need. No one else's opinion matters. Go ahead and live your life, and you will attract the right people that you absolutely enjoy working with or having in your life.
And equally repel the people.
They will just not want to be in your space, They will think, "Oh, that guy is too nice. Like I just can't stand being in his space."
Get away with your niceness.
No, I love that. We started off this conversation with saying that everyone is unique.
Yes.
And so the moment when you start going, and I fully agree with what you say there, Jin. I absolutely love that. So the moment when you said, I do something wrong, or when you have that guilt, so the moment when you say, like, let's put yourself in the center, you are unique. You got someone on the left, you got someone on the right, but you are unique. You can do it in two ways. You can approach this in two ways, because you are unique. So something is wrong. No, something is different.
Yeah.
Different. It's not unique, it's different. And the difference goes left and right. So you're different as in better, or I don't like the word better, but you know what I mean there, or in I didn't do it the right way.
Yeah.
Well, you are unique. Perfect.
The moment you embrace that difference or uniqueness, that's where you find your power and strength, I believe.
Absolutely. There's an incredible amount of power in there. You get so powerful the moment when and we talked about this before, of course, like acceptance of being, what you are. Can't change it, doesn't really matter, does it? It's not my problem. The moment when you accept that, with love, of course, then, because that's the thing with purpose, what we said earlier, like it is to enhance love and enhance and share good things. Once you got that, it's beautiful. That's purpose. Beautiful. Love that.
And I think as well, one more interesting thing that I've just had as well, I think it's just you meet unique personalities. And I think from sharing this as well, if someone is feeling the same way, so there was one lady who came to me and said, Jin, I think I'm just very selfish person. And, I can't imagine. And for me, like I always create purpose very often. Sometimes it will be about the person. If the person really needs to do some more work on themselves, some self-love or just coming back, it could be I'll design the purpose about that person and then add on how on the same journey. And by the way, you don't need to be perfect in order to make that impact. But if that's the thing that you're working on mostly at the moment and the topic that you're mostly interested in and passionate about, you don't need to be perfect, and you can start do, learn, do, teach. You only need to be one step ahead of someone. Equally, so she came saying to me, Jin, I think, I'm a selfish person and I don't love helping people. I don't think I'm designed to help anyone, like.
Same here.
And I was like,
That must take a lot to admit that though, as well.
yeah. And I was like, don't worry, it's okay. If that's the case, that's the case. And we started doing things, and she said, like, I don't think I've got any special gifts. I mean, I'm just living my life and trying to make my life better,
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, yeah, I'm just living, and I'm all right. It's all good. But there was one thing. Mark, do you take the floor, because I had a question, but I've got too many questions.
Yeah,
Or ideas.
Another part of the exercise you do, Gin, is to, if I remember rightly, asking people close to you certain questions about you. And I remember the uncomfortable one was like asking the people closest to you about what are your weaknesses, and
Yes.
that's because that came back.
Oh man, you didn't ask me, Mark. You didn't ask me. I'm still working on the email.
I'm sure you would have been brutally honest.
Just kidding.
That was interesting. Asking my best mate and my parents as well, and I kind of knew, because I could be selfish, and I have been a lot more selfish in the past. But getting that back from the people, I mean, obviously it's interesting because the good feedback I don't remember so much, but that stuff I need to work on was like,
yeah. You still got an arrow in your back there. I can still see an arrow in your back pointing out.
It's great to know that stuff though, because we have blind spots, don't we? We kind of can't see all the time, where we might be, not performing to our peak, or might be sort of like letting people down in some way. Might be a bit harsh, but
it's ego again.
Yeah, to know that, okay, I can be selfish. I kind of knew it, but I didn't know that everybody else knew it. But then
it wasn't so apparent to you, Mark.
Yeah. Now I can see
selfish
it.
Man.
In my whimper, if you like. Now I can see. Okay. Selfish here. I'm kind of being, because I'm a bit laid back, and I kind of can let other people do stuff a lot of the time. But that was great to know that. But one other thing. I mean, there might be people listening to now. We're talking about purpose and passion, but then they might be thinking, because the other side of what you do is, and the community we're part of, is to then turn that purpose into a way of supporting you and then having an impact on other people. So it is then a combination of creating a business out of that, isn't it? And well, the one thing that came to me is, like, we live in such a privileged time, don't we, where you can turn anything really into a business, a way of supporting yourself, can't you? Remember we had Roloff on in the first series, and he was talking about he had a passion for gaming, and he was quite ashamed of it, and he thought, my life's going nowhere and it's never going to serve me. But I think he's kind of moved away from that now that he's found a community. But you sort of pulled him back, sort of questioned him on that. Well, anything you can create a business out of, anything you've got a passion for. And it's really this the internet and social media has changed the game, isn't it? It allows anybody to create a business around whatever they're passionate about. And if somebody's thinking, oh, my passion is this. What was it said in that first series that someone, was it Tommy, who was saying his mate had a passion for, they go out in the woods and they pretend to be characters, medieval characters or wizards or whatever it is.
Yeah,
he's Tommy?
His mate.
I think it was Tommy.
He was Tommy, right? Yeah, he had that inside. Yeah. Beautiful, yeah.
And then he was, when he was a bit embarrassed about it, I don't know, but that was his passion. And we said,
okay, there's the thing that I want to hit on, because there's something you just said, Jim, that you said that your passion, you were talking about the past event and the moments that you really got to a threshold, to like a really heavy thing, and you got a heavy problem and you got out of it. That's where you learn, right?
Yeah.
So is your passion, is that, or your purpose, is your purpose based on what you've learned from your most down moments and how you dealt with it?
I think my true core purpose is helping true leaders find their power and just empower that, so that they can make this world a better place.
But in general, is purpose created on
Oh.
Down moments so I'm just talking to everyone that's listening, you know what I mean? So let's say you don't have any passion. Yeah, that's what. So,
yeah, no, I wouldn't.
You know what I mean there?
It's not only from down moments; it could be from the highest moments too. So that's why we go through the timeline, and we go through the highest moments, through the lowest moments, through the people who made the influence in your work, in your life. You know, through everyone you've met, through the. You know, through everything, and we just discuss everything, we dig deeper, and not one question that I ask people, it starts with why. So it's interesting, we're finding the why, but we're never asking question why in the process. Because our brains, if you ask why, they will not necessarily reply in the right way, but I'm asking about it. How do you see it? So what about this particular situation? How did it influence you the way you became later on? You know, like that.
It's every experience, Because every experience you had from day zero has brought you to this day, this present time, and how you are, whether it's good or bad.
Yeah, and like Mark said, like, oh, we also ask people who we know, and it doesn't mean that those people will answer truth. And like in Mark's, case, they did answer some negative thing. But what that gives us, like, okay, well, nothing that happened in the past means anything.
Yeah.
And
that's exactly where I wanted to go now, because I said this to a psychiatrist once. I was talking to a psychiatrist on a birthday party. It was his worst birthday party ever, because I said, you know, when you go to a psychiatrist, the first thing they ask is like, so what is your use, and blah, 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 blah. And so to try to find the problem, right? And then they can give you the right diagnosis, and then they can give you the right medicine, etc. But I realized in my life, this is my life experience, so don't take it for granted, I wanted to go somewhere, and no one ever in 35 years on this planet asked me, where do you want to go? Where do you really want to be? And so I realized that, and I said that to the psychiatrist, I said, why don't you ask, where do you want to go? Well, I want to go there. Why are you not there? Or what is blocking you from going there? Right? So you actually, the funny thing is that you can ask, of course, like, so where did it go wrong? My parents divorced, blah, 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 blah. Or you just put something on the horizon somewhere. And what is blocking you? Well, what's blocking me is that when I was 12 years old, my parents divorced.
Yeah.
And so the same problems come up, but we're working towards something.
Yeah, well, you've got a choice now. Do you allow what happened in the past create your future, or are you going to transform your future? Past is in the past. Take the strength, take what you need from there, and leave what you don't want. And you know, the past happened for you to learn what you want. Because like if you don't have those cases that you don't want, you will not know what you want. It's more like, or who you want to be. But then equally so when it happens, you know, someone said you are that, like you're selfish or whatever. You ask like, okay, my ultimate self, who do I want to be? And you are that ultimate self. But you have a choice every day to be that. And that's why like every day as well, part of my routine that I do every day, my ultimate self, I wrote a description. How does she think? How does she dress? How does she interact with others? How does she react to situations? And I remind myself every day. And you know, when the shit situation happens in life and I encounter some people who are rude to me or unkind or anything, you know, life happens. The way because I reminded myself what my core being is, and I've been that way, I know now that's nothing to do with me. And that's just their own shit. So, you know, it doesn't take power away.
And then there's also the thing, of course, that you are, I have this now, so you don't know this, Jim, but in 2 weeks, I think from now, I don't really know what the date is at the moment. In 2 weeks from now, I'm turning 40. And I start to realize like, okay, I've been doing my job for 20 years. I've been doing this life for 40 years. I can say whatever. I've been doing this life for 40 years.
What day is your birthday?
4th of September.
Man, 8th of September, and I'm gonna be 30.
Boom! Teamwork. Teamwork. You were 10 years late, but hey, teamwork. No. No, so there's this thing that I start to realize is like, I talk a lot about like, I'm not giving a shit anymore. And that sounds a bit arrogant, of course, but I don't care what people think about that, because I've been doing this for 40 years. I've been doing this game for 40 years now.
Yeah.
And I've studied and I've done all my things. That's a good feeling now. I just wanted to say that. It's my birthday.
Yeah,
I just wanted to share this my birthday, and it's your birthday as well, 4 days after me. Virgo for the win.
Well, that's really amazing place to be at, where you don't care. Because we care so much, we are so scared, we are so like thinking what other people would think about us, and they are so scared about what we are gonna think about them, and like we miss out on life, we miss out on the difference that we could make in this world, difference that we want to make. And if you really at your core don't want to make a difference in this world, then don't. But I believe that everyone at their core wanna use this life for something, and whether you use this life to enjoy your life and inspire others to do that, that could still be, a part, like through you living your life to the fullest, you're going to inspire others to do the same.
Absolutely. Absolutely agree. And actually, and again, this is going to be my last comment, and then you guys take the floor. But this is
for half an hour, right?
Yeah. This is my passion, mate. This is my passion.
Oh, you keep going.
And I know Jin has got the same thing. So I said 8 years ago, I said I'm going to study energy, universal theory of energy. And universal theory of energy is all about this stuff. It's about how you can transform energy from one person to another all over the planet, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, okay, so I'll stop talking. You take it over, Mark. Sorry.
It's great to see you so passionate about this subject.
You see me passionate.
I've got a question for you, Jin.
Yeah, there you go.
Go on, Tony.
Earlier on, about the personality tests, and you said that, do you believe that someone can take a test and get one result, maybe find their purpose, do some self-development, personal development work, and work on that side of them, their internal side, their mindset, and then retake the test and get a completely different outcome?
It can be, and I think the reason why, for me, I've done it in 2 years, once, and then I've done it again in 2 years, and the main personality type was still the same, but it changed, like they have like 4
the variant of it,
and then variants of it, and it changed.
Yeah,
and I did change, because what happened, it almost was that first time when I took that personality test, I read it and I gave myself validation to be me. I was like, oh my goodness, I thought I don't have any value, but I can be a healer. And I was like, seriously, me? Like, I can help people heal? Oh my goodness, I am spiritual. I've got like some energy. I feel energy. I was like, whoa. And then suddenly I took that to such a next level, and I became confident about it, and I learned, of course, a lot through that, while giving myself validation to be who I am. And that empathy, that compassion that I had, I thought that's my weak link. I thought that sensitivity that I had was my weakness.
And you flipped it. That's your strength. Yeah.
Like, I accept that. You know what? If I want to cry, if I don't feel, if my heart is bleeding today, I'm going to share with you guys my lowest point. I created a post which connected with so many people but I came not from victim mentality. I came like, I'm hurting, but this is what I'm doing. And I know I'm loved. I know I'm worthy. I connected with my source, and I know my source will never leave me. And through these kind of things, people connected, because, so often we're so scared to be vulnerable, but you are not connecting with people, because people will not connect with perfect people, because, that shit doesn't exist. If someone is telling you that they are perfect, they are not telling you the truth. And I think we're so powerful together as a community. And I think through discussing these things, not from a victim mentality that, oh my goodness, my life is shit and I just don't want to live anymore. And you might be in that point too. And but as long as you're willing to find the solution, there is value in that journey. So I think I'll always share my, whatever it is that I'm going through on my journey, because I see it as valuable thing, and I believe that no one should feel like they're the only ones who haven't got their shit together.
Most definitely.
That was one of those
The thing that you're saying here is kind of like lying to yourself. That for me is such a fascinating thing. So lying to others, that's kind of normal in the Western world at the moment. Or everyone's lying, everything is the simple example, of course, when you see like an ad for McDonald's burger, it looks like really big and fresh. When you actually buy it, it's so it's really normal to lie in the marketing world and all that kind of stuff. But are you lying to yourself?
I mean, you need to check in with your own values, because why social media causes such a big anxiety. And I mean, I love social media, but I'll never post something, I'll never post only good stuff, because I know that only seeing that makes you feel like shit. You think you are the one who, everyone already suddenly sorted out their life. Well, the truth is that life is with ups and downs, and that's beautiful, and the moment you understand that everything is happening for you, not to you, and the moment you find that trust that, everything is gonna be okay. So far, everything has been okay. I survived all of the shit that happened to me in life. And actually, it all became better and better. I have gained some strengths, I gained some knowledge, I grew. I think, if you come from that moment and you share with people, people will help you and you will help people. And I think only through truly connecting and being humans and being authentic, we can be powerful together. Yeah.
Oh,
that's one of the best teachings I got from you on that call, Jim, was I had a bit of a block around being really authentic on social on Instagram, which is where I mainly am, but sharing my own story. And I think there is a temptation. You see a lot of people, and it's mainly kind of photos of them having a great time on holiday, and like you say, there is a reluctance to be really vulnerable, because there is no kind of mountaintop that you can get to in life where all your troubles vanish and you're happy all the time. And what I mean? You could be a multi-millionaire digital business owner creating a business around your passions. That doesn't mean all of a sudden life's fit. You completed life. I completed it, guys.
Yeah, tick.
Tick. Ta-da! I absolutely agree. There's actually an Instagram account that I follow that is a influencer. Ooh, she's an influencer. She's got a second account, and that is the takes or the snaps that went wrong.
Right.
And it's like the real. I don't know what the name is again, but it's like the real me.
Outtakes.
And it's absolutely brilliant. And I love that. Can you imagine then when you are an Instagram influencer, and you also have a second account of the real me, where the wave just crashed her face.
Yeah.
and that account has more followers than her real account.
Because people want to see real people, and people connect with real people. People don't connect with someone who's perfect. In fact, it makes them feel a bit even uncomfortable. Because you feel like shit, so why would you deal with that person? Whereas when someone is human, just like you, and they're just offering you some value to overcome these obstacles, and to make your life better or to solve your problems, then it's suddenly you can. I definitely for me, I am the way I am. My business is based on organic methods, and for me, one client refers to at least one other client, and I had a client who referred to 10 other clients. So I think, but equally, if you are on social media perfect and you don't share those other sides, how you're going to start feeling about yourself is you're fake and you're not going to love your business. I think true freedom is when you are who you are and you build your own audience who loves you the way you are. because I think that's a truly fulfilling business and something that you're gonna love forever. You know, like no matter how it's going, you know that those people see your value. You help them for truly by who you are. And you know, I think it's the difference that you're making in this world, not how you position yourself as ideal person. In fact, I think you have to do the contrary. You just have to be you, you know, true you.
That's it.
Perfect.
Yeah, I remember taking that away from picking you up, but I was thinking, you know, I can't be honest. I feel really sort of awkward being honest and vulnerable in front of strangers. I think you picked me up on that. You were like, well, if you consider them a stranger, that's exactly how they're going to consider you as well. So that was a kind of light bulb moment for me. And it is almost like, you know, you see these people on Instagram who've got these amazing lives on the beach and, you know, and you think, well, how can I compare with that? You know, I might be talking about, you know, creating a lifestyle business, and yet here I am taking photos of me and my family in Harvester or something. You know what I mean? Like, I can't go on there and go. Sometimes I'm at the top of a mountain, but a lot of the time it's just like, here I am with my daughter in the local park. You know, I can't.
Well, that's real life, though, Mark, isn't it?
That is my life. So it really is up to the individual if they connect with that or not. You know, this is my life. You know, I can't pretend to be always out there, you know, in the middle of trekking through the Brecon Beacons or on a beach somewhere. You know, a lot of the time I'm at home or I go to the park with my daughter, and that's my life really. And it's about just being honest. And
I think that's the sentence. That's the sentence. Being honest. Being honest. So the way I see it, and it's just the way I see it, is that there is like let's say there's like 60 things you need to learn on planet Earth, right? And so there's 60 things that you need to learn on planet Earth. You can't do them in one lifetime. So let's say you can do 10. In this lifetime, right? And so you go, so ABCD, 10 things that you need to learn. I am coming in on this life with a completely different set. I've already did A, I did C, I got X and H as well. But the one thing I didn't complete is family life, what you guys have. Walking with my daughter in a park. In a local park. That's the one thing I've never been able to do so. I got quite close. I had a dog, lovely girl in a park. That's the closest I got to that. I will not finish that. Well, maybe, we don't know. I'm just turning 40. But you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, this is the way I see it. It's like you've got like sets of questions or sets of puzzles, and I basically go like, hey, I've got A, C, H, and Y. What have you got? And let's see how we can fit this in together.
Yeah, there is value in something that's for you has been easy to achieve, and for someone that's a difficult thing, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, but equally, I think as well, you know, think about like what leader would you rather learn from, and take someone who is a billionaire now. And you say, oh, give me 3 months coaching. Do you think you are going to become a billionaire in 3 months? No. And give me someone who achieved 6 figures. And I want to get to 6 figures per month or to 6 figures business overall, you know, and get the coach that's one step ahead. Like get a coach who has done your next step, you know.
Love that. One step ahead.
Yeah, so if you're looking for a coach, like personal coach, who will take me to that next level in my business or in my life or whatever, I'll not be looking, I get inspired by Tony Robbins and, you know, that's awesome. I still attend those too. But I'll also see at someone who I know that, you know, is not too far away from me, that for me would be the next growth step.
Well, easy question. What's your next step?
Yes,
What's your next step?
Attainable step,
easy question here.
My next step, I'm expanding my business. So my business, as I said, is based on organic methods. I haven't done any paid marketing with my business yet. And I believe that everyone, if you don't know how to sell your product organically, I don't believe that you should go and start spending money unless you are.
What's your next step?
So my next step is to get to 10K per month, but equally I am building a team now. So I've got 4 people that I just hired to help me with that. So I wanna, start building a team and make bigger difference that I'm making now, because I was so comfortable in being just by myself and doing what I do and making a difference in this world. But I realized I could be, I've got so many clients that I couldn't stop, I've been, the time frame would expand and I wouldn't be, I kind of stopped and I was like, okay, well, I've got this gift, I've got this amazing process that I discovered, and I am here to make a difference in this world on a much bigger scale. So if I can help more leaders uncover their power sooner and start making a difference, then, it's so much more powerful. So I have to step out of my comfort zone and hire people, take the risks. So that's where I'm at, and I'm growing my business in that way. So once I reach 10K per month, at the moment is around 6K, 5K, sometimes 3K. So it's all built organically. I'm not saying, I see people who are saying, okay, I'm just really honest with everything where I am at, and I'm, growing. Once I reach 10K, I might start doing paid marketing as well.
Really scale up from there.
Yeah, the scale up, and the idea would be probably that my company can run without me being there.
Ooh, nice one.
Yeah.
Like that.
But I'll always keep doing what I'm doing and what I'm passionate about. I guess I just will, I just want to build something that's running even if I'm not there.
Are you bored again?
No, I'm not actually. I'm not bored at all. I'm never bored. That's the excitement of this, I think this is it. I feel like online business is it's changing every day. And it's I'm not saying that everyone should do online business or anything, but this whole marketing and content, I'm super passionate about creating content. And for me, connecting with people, connecting with your audience, and creating a post that really speaks to that ideal client. And, for me, it's just such an exciting journey, and it's never ending growth. You're learning all the time. There are new strategies, and you're creating your own. And it's oh my goodness, it's never ending growth. So that's
lovely.
Yeah.
Do you have any other passion projects you've got in the pipeline, or you'd like to sort of make a reality?
Yeah, so at the moment my company is more based on helping people find their purpose and the impact that they want to make with their brands, and creating the brand and website, so that and of course it's brand and website, but it's essentially I give a lot of business tips. I've been 6-figure owner with paid marketing, and this business is my baby, and I'm truly passionate about it. But I equally am truly passionate about yoga, and I believe about fulfilling business, about business that's that's balanced, that helps you live the life, a balanced life. So for me, your body, mind, and spirit has to be united. And I'm a yoga teacher as well. I'm not doing that for living, but I'm passionate about helping people, making adjustments, helping people connect with themselves in different ways, with breath, with workout, with mindset. So my passion is at some point to be doing these retreats where people could come up. We will do yoga exercises there, we'll do breathing, we'll do Wim Hof methods. We are going to find their purpose, we're going to help them with their business, but it's in nature somewhere. I imagine it being in the mountains with our tents, climbing the mountain, maybe snowed on, and having just a weekend where everyone can just meditate, do yoga, chill out, and just empower themselves, recharge themselves. So that's my
loving it.
Where do I sign up?
Yeah, sounds amazing.
We'll put the link in the description. Come on, this is.
Do we get an early bird discount, Jim?
Yeah, we definitely get 50% discount.
Initial founding members.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
and
it's
just
similar. Sorry, Tony. Just so similar to what so many other people in this community talk about. Is that health, self, and wealth, isn't it? It's not purely about just wealth creation. If you haven't got that balance elsewhere in your inside as well, if that's not balanced, then if you go and create a business, even if it's around your purpose and a lot of money, if your inside isn't balanced, then it's going to topple over at some point, isn't it? Money doesn't necessarily equal happiness. You've got to balance it with the other side as well. So, yeah, very similar to where hopefully my business will progress as well.
Karma laws. That's just the weirdest thing about karma laws. If you just do what you want to do, a law of attraction, it will come back to you, right? If you do it from the heart, it will come back.
Yeah, and I think you can't pour from an empty cup, so you have to take care of your own self so that you can be the best version for others. And I think your spiritual world, your body, your health, your mind is crucial, because like if my mind is not in the right place, I can't help anyone.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, because obviously up till now, you've been your company's biggest asset.
Yeah.
So if you're not looking after your assets, how can you look after anyone else and empower them?
If I was ill, maybe now my company could still run, but that's why I'm expanding now and moving away from gin as gin into empowered websites team. And we are so unique, and that's why I got such a variety. We've got 2 yoga teachers, we've got 2 website designers. We've got unique skills and shine and vibrations and energy, but everyone's major value. So when I was searching for people to work with me, I was I don't care about your experience. What I care about is your values.
Yeah.
If those values are not there, then don't contact me.
Yeah.
I do have to say that you actually should start a company together there, Gin and Tony. Come on. Yeah, sorry. That was sorry, I just had to say that.
Well, I really connected with all of these guys, and they were recommended by one of my team members, Neve. So Neve was, and the beauty of it, everyone that Neve recommended to me, everyone was just the perfect match for me. So that's when you are who you are, you attract the right person, that person is who they are, and they hang out with the people who are holding the same values. So literally every person that Neve recommended, I was oh my goodness, I love you. Yeah. And Tony,
amazing.
Mark, it was my absolute pleasure to work with you.
Well, you know that they are absolute brilliant leaders.
They are.
They are absolute brilliant leaders. And they're gonna, I don't know what they're gonna do, but they're gonna really take this whole thing to the next level.
Yeah, I mean, I've already seen on social media, I don't know, Tony, maybe I haven't been connected with you previously, but I can see how much more and more of you I can see there. I don't know if you've been doing that before, but for me, it does seem like I see a lot of your family, a lot of your side, who you truly are,
Yeah, like I said before, since I've had the Find Your Purpose call, it did sort of allow me to focus more who I need to speak to and what my purpose is with other people. I'm still working on putting that into my content and my messaging. I'll probably struggle a bit more, say, than Mark does with that and translating that. But I'm starting to slowly find my feet, find my message, find my audience, and just involve my family, because everything I do is all about them. And that's what I want other people to be able to have that same experience with their families, and help other driven parents that struggle to enjoy their time with their kids. And that's what I want to put out there. And like I said, I had a lot of social media anxiety sort of a couple of years ago, and I come off all social networks. It just wasn't doing my mental health any good. And I'm conscious now when I do post something that I want it to show who I am and what I'm about and what my family's about, and not just, oh, look at me, I'm on a holiday again, and oh, look at me, look at my fantastic life, I live in the dream. It's just, because that's just not real life, and it turns me off massively when I see that in other social media content and stuff. I want to see real people doing real things. Like I say, I love it when I see Mark and Lily at the park feeding ducks. That's perfect for me.
Yeah,
I love that.
I said this exact same thing, right? My favorite thing, because I'm not really on Instagram or Facebook, but when I just scroll through it just to see, that's my news feed, right? And then I see a lily just jumping puddles. I go, yeah, that's how we do it. That's how we do it. Jumping puddles.
Building your audience, and if you are building your audience through being you, you will attract the right audience that you are enjoying working with. And if you're pretending to be someone who you are not, or you're just showing your better side, you might attract people who you won't be able to help in the right way, and you will not connect.
Yeah. And I want to use this moment for a second, because you just did a post, Tony, a couple of days ago, that 12 months ago, 12 months ago, you were in a completely different mind space. You were in a completely
Not a good
different
space.
world. You were in, and now you are in a good mind space, and I want to congratulate you on that.
Thank you.
It's been hard work, but I just want to take the moment for that, just to.
It is,
what you've done is brilliant.
Yeah, the last 12 months for me has been, I've probably done more on my own personal development in the last 12 months than I have done in the last sort of 20 years.
Yeah.
So it's been a massive learning curve for me this last 12 months. Yeah, a massive, it's been a lot of hard work and working on myself and doing stuff like someone said to me 12 months ago, like I'd do Find Your Purpose with gin. I thought, no, I'm not going to do that. That's not for me. What's that going to do for me?
Purpose.
Yeah, exactly. It's just I just wouldn't have considered that 12 months ago in my old self. So, and that's all.
Now you're a leader.
Yeah, that's definitely what I'm striving to be and help other people. Yeah, but it's getting a bit of ego, a bit off, but I'm quite a what's the word I'm looking, modest person, I like to think.
Yes, you are.
Don't necessarily want to shout out my positive things, and like back to the questions like Mike was saying, when asking family and friends, there's 4 questions that go through Gin's exercises. It can be quite sobering when you see the responses back from people.
I haven't tried it. What are the questions? What are the questions?
Send you the questions.
Do I need to ask my? Okay, hit me on that.
One question is, what are my strengths? Another question, what are my weaknesses? There is one.
I love the negative things because I know my strengths.
There's only one, and there is one. What I am best at in the world.
So I know. I know what I'm good at, but I want to have those questions that what am I shit at? So what can I improve?
Yes, that's the useful one.
Yeah,
that's the useful one, because I know I'm a fucking legend. I know that. Give me the bad ones. And so who do I need to ask that to? To my
the people,
friends, family, and friends. Yeah. To people who know you the best.
So
these are questions for you to answer, Cass.
Oh shit!
Because it's going to be interesting for you. You know, it's not about what you think. You know, you are a legend, but you will see what people value in you most. You know. And maybe that will be an addition for you to what you know.
It will. And this is a thing. Yes, of course, I'm joking here as well. As I know that I told you the story before. You learn the most when everything goes wrong. So I love negativity. I love it when people go, "You are shit at that," and I go, "Oh, thank you.
I'll prove you." Wrong, right?
Yeah, give it to me. Beat me up, and then I'm alive. That's what I'm doing.
That's it. Well, that's what we can finish on, really. I mean, it is important there, like we're talking about there. If somebody does point out something that you can work on, that's a gift, isn't it? Really, it's not like an ego thing where you put the walls up and fight back. It's like, oh, thank you. You know, like if I get some kind of comment like that on my advertising on my social media, and instantly the barrier goes up, isn't it? No, you're wrong. But then you can thought, oh, thank you for that. You know, somewhere I can improve. So yeah, that's
where you learn.
One really interesting thing, by the way, before we wrap up, what I've learned just recently, it's like while finding your unique point, while finding your kind of, you know, gift, whatever you are unique with, they say sometimes in that niche where you're at, ask not your customers, don't ask your customers, they said, but ask those who are not your customers, why are they not your customers? And they will give you answers to maybe what everyone missed. Sometimes you can take away some things that people are doing in the industry, but they are not needed at all. It's like loads of bullshit. And sometimes you will be able to add something that no one thought of adding, but everyone is complaining about, so sometimes as well, asking those people who are against you or who are
perfect,
thank you, well,
love it,
that gave me amazing unique idea that no one is doing.
You can potentially learn more from what you're not doing at the moment.
I want to wrap this up with a simple anecdote. Do you know this art piece? It's called "Who's Afraid of Red, Yellow, and Blue"? Have you heard about that?
No, I haven't.
Google it. It's brilliant. So basically, what he did, Newman was his last name. Basically, he made a massive piece of painting. Red, yellow, and blue, and he called it "Who's Afraid of Red, Yellow, and Blue?" And then it goes into the Modern Science Museum. It's in Guggenheim at the moment, if I'm correct. We got a couple of works. One is in the museum in Amsterdam as well. And then so basically, the piece of art is red, shitload of red, and these pieces of art are big. Red, yellow, and blue. Someone attacked it.
Yeah, just looking at that now.
Can you see it?
Yeah,
It's
brilliant.
Someone sliced.
Absolutely brilliant.
Someone took a knife and hacked it, basically.
Yeah, and we got one in the Amsterdam Stedelijk Museum as well. What you see here is that someone made a piece of art which was nothing more than red, yellow, and blue. And it creates such a conversation. It creates a conversation within people. Why would you do that? Why would you just make a painting like that? Why is it in a museum? This is all ridiculous. But it created so much tension that someone saw that painting, went back home, got a knife from the kitchen drawer, went back into the museum, smuggled it in, and attacked that painting.
Yeah.
If you understand that, that's just beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Create conversation within people.
Yeah, don't be afraid to challenge what is, I think.
It is.
Definitely.
You actually did him a favour, like actually attacking that painting. Actually,
That's what I say. So I said to the blue one in Amsterdam, after it was, because you understand what's going on here, but that's just a bit off topic. Sorry about that. But the moment when it was attacked, the painting was finished, in my perspective.
They restored it anyway.
And then, what happened then is that it got into a restore room and it tried to restore the painting. What was going on? What was going on there in the minds that tried to restore that painting? They had to go like, ooh, what blue do we need to use? So I would have left it as it was. But that's the thing we do. And this is what I try to say. Is, if you can make a painting that's just red, yellow, and blue, or just blue, or just red or yellow, I don't care, and you provoke an emotion, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. It's absolutely fascinating.
And one of the first things I heard, one of the first videos I saw a Casper, it was about create a lot of shit.
Fuck yeah. On that bombshell.
And on that bombshell. I think Jin's silenced by that last diatribe.
No, I was just like, it reminded me one quote and I was trying to find it, but I couldn't. It's something about like, the reasonable minds just, don't change the world. The unreasonable minds change the world. Those who don't accept the rules of the society and the way the average person is, those people are their life making a difference in this world, you know, because they always were thinking unreasonably. They always were not submitting to what society tells you to do and explore something else. So I think, you know,
Rebels.
And this is what we call art. If you literally, if you go into a museum, if you go into the Rijksmuseum or the Louvre or whatever museum you got there in the UK, it doesn't really matter. It is people that did something different to the mediocre. That's art. And that's what we call play. It did something different to what the rest was doing. So now what we got is an amazing thing. I really love this conversation. This is absolutely brilliant. This is do something different. So passion, let me try to wrap this up to the beginning. Passion and purpose is do something different than what the rest is doing.
or don't even think what the rest is doing. Just do what you want to do. You know, I think that's
Perfect.
it. Like, don't worry if anyone else done it. If they haven't done it, who are you? What do you want? Who do you want to be? And just be that without comparing yourself to anyone, without thinking, is this right or wrong? Tune in and allow yourself, give yourself permission to be you. That's it.
Yes. Connecting to the authentic you, isn't it? However you do that. And you know, I keep something I talk about a lot in my post meditation, you know, keep checking in beyond the mind, you know, to the truth of who you really are. And that's such an important part of my journey. But we have to stop. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that was brilliant, guys. That was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, it's a brilliant subject, and yeah, you're obviously brilliant at what you do. So it's great to have you on, Gin. Thanks so much for your time today.
No, thank you, Jim.
Really appreciate you guys.
You too.
Brilliant subject matter, and it's something that comes up on every pod we do. Really, there's finding your purpose and breaking out the status quo. You're not just following the herd, not living a life unfulfilled. So yeah, it just fits in perfectly with what we talk about and what we believe in. So yeah, thank you again, Gin, and thanks, guys. Great.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Jasper.
Thanks, Jen.
Awesome, everyone.
And we'll be back next week.
Awesome.
What a beautiful thing you're doing.
It's going to be great next week.
Bye for now.
Adios.
Adios, amigos.
You have been listening to
Free Amigos.
Hey there, hope you've really enjoyed listening or watching to the conversation today. And as promised, we have all the links to the topics discussed in the description below and also on our website.
And if you're watching this on YouTube, please feel free to hit that subscribe button or follow the link to our brand new website where you can sign up to our weekly newsletter.
Thank you for watching or listening. We hope you got something good out of it. If you've got any interesting topics you'd like us to discuss or any questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch. And that's it. See you in the next pod. Adios.
Cheers.